France with the Royal Engineers.
When he returned in March, they had just 2 weeks together with their little baby Josh before Michelle set off to the very same war zone to work as chief clerk in the Adjutant General Corps.
Oh, their story is featured tonight in the programme Life in the Forces on Sky 3, and Michelle joins us now. And good morning to you. Thank you for coming in today. Where did you meet, the pair of you?
We met in our first unit in Germany in 3-2 Engineer Regiment. And
did you think, when you got together as two people who were serving, you know, there are pluses and minuses to this?
Yeah, there definitely is. But on the upside is obviously we both completely understand the military life, so that makes it a lot easier. But it also can make it hard as well, because you know what sort of things they're going through. So when you know they're in a bad situation, like obviously when Adam was out on the ground in Afghanistan, it is hard to understand that, you know, what he's doing.
Well, a lot of partners who weren't within the army or within any of the armed forces wouldn't have that knowledge of what it was like on the ground. But for you, because you've done it, you know precisely what he's going through, and you know precisely what the dangers are.
Yeah, you know, it's very hard when you're waiting for that phone call, just, you know, so I know that he's all right, you know, and I've not got someone knocking at my door to say something's happened. So it's definitely, you know, when that phone rings and you hear his voice at the end of it, it's definitely such relief. Yeah, it's, you know, it's an amazing feeling.
Well, you got married in 2004 and you had Josh, your first baby, in 2008.
Yes.
And, I mean, he barely saw you pregnant with a bump, did he? Because he was away so much.
Actually, the day I found out I was pregnant, he was on a coach going to Oman for 2 months.
Wow.
So I had to tell him on the phone. So when he'd spent his 2 months there, he'd come back for a matter of a week and a half, and he was off to Cyprus on a UN tour until a week before my due date. So he literally seen me with no bump, come back, there's a big bump.
And then there's the baby.
Yeah, there's the baby days later.
Days later, and then even when you'd given birth to Josh, it wasn't that soon after that he had to go away again.
Yeah, he had some leave with us, and obviously spent a bit of time with Joshua because he'd been away, and then obviously he started all his pre-deployment training, so that was him away again. Hardly seeing us, and then obviously it came to September and he was off. So
does the word Afghanistan have a dread for people like you?
Yeah, it does, because you know, you see on the news every day what people are going through, and you know what families are suffering. So as soon as they say, you know, you're on parade and your boss is there telling you, look, you know, we've been warned for ops, we're going, you know, it's just, oh God, what, you know, my family, what am I going to say? You know, it's, you know, my mum's experienced it. I was 18 years old when I deployed to Optelic, so, you know, it's very hard. It was at Iraq.
Okay.
So I went there in 2003. So, you know, my mum understands it a bit, but it's, you know, telling your family, it's always hard.
So what's it like? I mean, you're sort of balancing 2 careers here in a way. You're a mum, and also you're in the army. So it must be very difficult, because one minute you're at home with Joshua, and then the next minute you're having to go off to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So how can you switch off from one to the other?
It is very difficult. You know, well, it's I don't know. You just do it, I suppose, because you know I come in from work and I get him from nursery, and the first thing I do is you know, spend time with him, get his dinner ready, and it's just, you just completely switch off from work. I just don't talk about work when I'm home, and it's, you know, it's family time, and to me that's spending time with Josh and my husband when, you know, when Adam's about.
So how old was Josh when you first had to leave him for the first significant amount of time? He was nearly 18 months when I left to Afghanistan. Yeah. And you were away for nearly 6 months.
Yes,
then,
I was,
weren't you?
yeah.
So how on earth do you cope with that? I mean, my little boy's 18 months right now, and I can't imagine leaving him for 6 months. I can't imagine how you do that.
It is very difficult, but, you know, I had the family support, and when I spoke to him on the phone, you know, because he was saying words like, hello, mummy, and love you, and, you know, he was saying little things like, just hearing his voice, you know, it was amazing. And every Sunday my mum would upload videos and pictures that he'd done through the week, and I'd get them emailed to me. So Monday morning I'm frantically there on the internet, and there I was, you know, watching all the videos and pictures of everything he'd done in the week. So that was obviously great to see as well. So I was watching him grow up that way.
Do you worry about your safety whilst you're... I mean, you've said, and I've met so many servicemen and women who said, you know, once you're there, it's the job, you know, you get on with it, and you become very focused. But it's different if you've got someone who's very young back home, surely.
Yeah, it is, but, you know, I was based in Lashkargah in the brigade headquarters, so I was relatively safe there. So, you know, but there's always a risk, you know, being in a country like that with everything that's going on. So you just try and, you know, keep that at the back of your mind and think, you know, I've got a family to go home to, and that's what I'm going to do.
And the army, you say, is like a family.
It is, yeah. You know, you've got people going through the same thing as you out there. So you know, if you're having a down day, there's always people around you there to support you and make you feel a bit better. So they are like your family from home, really.
So what would they be doing in Afghanistan today to commemorate Armistice Day?
Well, they'll all be on parade, and you know there'll be the 2-minute silence as they always do. That, you know, wherever they are in the world, we always pay respect. So we'll always be doing 2-minute silence.
Is there ever a time for you when you think, gosh, I wish I'd gone into something different, something a bit safer, something where I get to spend more time at home?
You know, I enjoy my job, and you know, there's ups and there's downs days, but I suppose that's with every job, you know. So you do get on with it. And I was brought up in the army with my father being in, so it's something I'm used to as well. So I definitely still enjoy it.
What about future deployments for you?
Well, I'm due to stay with the brigade until September. So you know, if I go to a new unit after that and they're due to deploy, you know, who knows? I don't know when I'm due to go next.
What about Josh? So if Josh, when he's old enough to know what he wants to do, and if he says he wants to follow you guys into the forces,
I'd definitely support him, because you know, I'm not going to say you're not doing it because I've done it. You know, I just think that's wrong. If that's a career that he wants to choose, I will back him 100%, just like my mum and dad did with me. So, and I joined at 16, so you know, it's a young age to support your daughter in that type of career. So you know, they done it for me, so I'm happy to do it for my son.
Well, thank you for coming in
Wow.
today.
Thank you.
And Life in the Forces is tonight on Sky 3 at 7 o'clock.
It is, yes. Thank you very much.